Good afternoon, Takata 2. I'm Colonel Manning. I am the IMA to General Higer. I'm joined today with Chief Swistack. Yeah, absolutely. It's field promotion. Yes, and two amazing Airman Warriors of the Week, as well as Chief Sipos. It's a pleasure to be here today. On behalf of General Higer, I want to thank you. I've been here for 2 weeks. I appreciate all the incredible work everyone's done to make this tour for me as easy and as fruitful as possible. These two amazing airmen that were with us today, we have Senior Airman Smeeds and Senior Airman Mayerquin, and then later we'll have the senior come in and talk to us about Unite Funds.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll have our FSS professionals come in and talk to us about Unite Funds and some other things. What a perfect lead-in and a little teaser, if you will, to test day. It's coming up. We're working on solidifying the date, and if you didn't catch it, that was our own former or now retired command chief, D. Ward Swanigan, up there leading that. And it was something she envisioned and some others came up with. And it's going to be a really good time. So stay tuned. We are going to get that information out to you once we solidify it. And it promises to be a really good time with some friendly team competition going on.
Incredible video to get you pumped up on a Friday afternoon and get you ready for the weekend.
Can be better than that.
Speaking of weekends, we had a nice 4-day weekend. I hope everybody had a great time. From what I've received reports, it's very safe. I appreciate everyone staying safe and exercising incredible responsibility, as well as having a good time for downtime. Chief, you and I were very fortunate to attend a Juneteenth celebration on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
And was able to sit there with a panel of amazing people and have some great discussions on the celebrations of Juneteenth and what it stands for. Walked out of there with a greater appreciation of my fellow airmen,
yes,
Big A Airmen.
Absolutely.
And what a joyous event. And we have one coming up on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's a 5K this Saturday.
So please to go out there and make sure we can attend some of those events and show our support for our friends and family with the folks with Juneteenth and the celebrations. With that, let's see. Also, this Warrior of the Week is incredible. It's incredibly important to recognize, to show the people that we work with and around how important it is, and their contributions to our mission and what we're doing here at Takata 2 to get the test articles to the warfighter and to make a difference out there. And so with that, let's introduce your sponsor there, your first one.
Yes, sir. Today we have Senior Airman Richard Smeeds with us from the Physical Dimensional Technician. But I think there's another name for that. Am I wrong?
So PMEL.
Yes, yeah, perfect.
Acronym for Precision Measurement Equipment Laboratories. There's a bunch of things that we do at PMEL, kind of like just calibrating equipment for, you could do like weapons, you could do anywhere on the flight line, anywhere like radar testing, electronics for comms. We probably have a finger in it at some point.
Yeah.
So right now, currently, I'm working on like a theodolite, which is like optics that can be used for like radar testing, stuff like that, bore sights and stuff like that. I also work with weights that are used with like scales for like drug use with security forces and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize you did that with security forces too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we do a lot of stuff for security forces, different bases like March. We do LA. We do stuff for Luke. We do stuff for Nellis.
Oh, wow. So
like we have a huge area we support, and a lot of it I have fingers in. So I just recently learned that I had a part in something in Africa going down with ISIS and stuff like that. So.
Wow, how cool is that, right? All the way across the globe.
Yes, sir.
Making it happen here at the center of the aerospace testing universe. That's really cool. Thanks for explaining that, because I think a lot of our viewers out there may not know what PMEL is, or that it exists in some cases. I know I do, and most definitely if you're in the maintenance realm or ops, you probably do, but there's probably some viewers that don't understand. So thanks for laying that down.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, thanks for what you do for us.
No problem.
And so it says here, you got some hobbies. So you want to talk about those a little bit?
Well, there's a lot of them. I like to dabble in a lot of stuff. Kind of like a jack of all trades, but not a master in any of them.
Cool.
Started picking up guitar during COVID, still learning it, not really all that good at it. I picked up like a lot of simulation games, stuff like that, because couldn't really
any
go
flying
out.
simulation?
Yes,
You're
sir.
into that, huh?
I am into that. I play a couple of games that's kind of like a real life simulator, that as real as I can get without being in the cockpit and
Right.
feeling everything and throwing up into a bag.
That's fair. You know we
yeah.
have a really robust aero club here on this base.
I did not know that.
You did not know?
No.
All right, so if you're out there and you're interested in learning how to fly, we have an extremely robust aero club here, and we just recently installed a new simulator.
Yes.
Brand new simulator, so you can actually get hours that count, towards flying time on the ground, and it also it enables us to kind of reduce the cost a little bit. Another interesting part of that is you can use AF Cool for that, to fund some of that, the Air Force Cool program. So definitely look into it. After this, we'll get together and I'll pass some information to
Absolutely.
you. And if anybody out there, go to edwardsfss.com, I believe, and go through there and check out community support, and you can find the Aero Club information. It's robust here. We have a bunch of airplanes, great instructional staff, and part of that is because of the mission here. We do it Takata 2 that enables us to have that robust Aero Club. So check it out. Yeah, it's an opportunity to really fly.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Heck yeah.
And Chief, one of the cool things about that is once you get your license with our Aero Club here, you can apply for to work with the Civil Air Patrol, become a Civil Air Patrol officer actually, and fly missions with young Civil Air Patrol cadets around
cool
doing land surveys and things like that for us to fly in the military to avoid towers and things like that as we're flying. So you can branch this out, and that's where I got my start as on my track to becoming a pilot, is working in the base Aero Club and then working later in the Civil Air Patrol to get my hours up.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that'd be great. What an opportunity. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And I'm sure, I think there's a movie coming out soon. If you're a gamer, you've probably heard of it. I can't remember the name, but where they take a gamer who drives cars on tracks, right? And they make him an actual racer. Can't remember the name of it. If somebody knows.
I do know, but I can't remember if it's like Gran Turismo.
It is Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for the help back there. It's interesting. So to correlate that virtual experience with physically making something happen. So I would think, theoretically, your ability to fly these airplanes in a very realistic environment at home on your gaming system could have some correlation. I don't know. I don't fly
Absolutely. No, it
airplanes.
does. It absolutely
to
does.
actual flying. So you might have a jump start on it. So definitely pretty cool.
I'll have to look into that.
It's interesting. We look at gaming, and depending on which generation you're in or however you look at it, gaming is a waste of time. I don't know if that's true. I think gaming has its place.
I think it's certain games have a little bit of a tendency for that.
Yeah, exactly.
it helps with decision making and task loading. So
Yes,
basically, like even like with Pac-Man when it came out when I was a kid, so that shows you how old I am.
Yeah.
But with those types of games, it instills quick decision making, rapid analysis,
Yes, sir.
and then be able to respond quickly. So absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Cool. Anything you want to tell the crowd or us? Shout out to
Well,
mom and dad. They might watch.
Shout out to mom and dad.
Back in Watertown.
Thanks for raising a great kid.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing you with us. That's the most important
Yes,
thing.
absolutely. I think they'll be like, kind of forced them out, but don't let them tell you that. To all the maintainers out there, keep up the great work. Stop breaking your stuff, because I have to fix it. But that's it.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on with us.
No problems.
Well, I have the pleasure of introducing
Yes, sir.
Senior Airman Mayerquin, right? He's from right here in California, down at Southgate, and lovely wife Erica, and joined the Air Force, and his first tour was in Korea, I
Yes,
believe
sir.
it was, correct?
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Senior Mayerquin. I've been in the Air Force for approximately close to 5 years now. My first base was Osan Air Force Base, and then my follow-on was here at Edwards Air Force Base, and I've been here for 3 years now. In June 30th, I hit my 3-year mark here at Edwards Air Force Base. I am primarily I work for weapons standardization. I am a weapons evaluator and teacher, so I teach all the weapon systems, the capabilities of it. So I work with all 3 fighter aircraft, so we have weapon standardizations for fighters and bombers, so I'm on the fighter side, and I teach on the F-16, F-22, and F-35, and we standardize safety, reliability, technical proficiency, stuff like that to our weapons crews.
So you
awesome.
affix lethal capability
Yes,
to
sir.
our premier warfighting hardware. That's
Yes,
what you
sir.
do. And I'd be remiss, because I'm friends with a lot of the folks in your weapons community, if I didn't throw out weapons.
Get some.
There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
So what made you join, just out of curiosity? What was your thought process and decision-making, and what made you want to be an airman?
So for one, it was to help out my parents. So for them and for myself as well, I found it as a great opportunity to be able to explore, all the capabilities of their Air Force, like all these jets that I saw on TV. I thought it was a very amazing thing to be able to experience. So I think with my job, weapons systems, I got right what I wanted. I got to explore everything about their Air Force, well, at least for the fighter side. So
Nice.
It's wonderful when those things come together. Want and capability and need, and we can employ airmen doing something they love to do. It's beautiful.
It is, and it's one of the things I like when I have the fortunate ability to walk around the base and talk to folks. The most important thing to me is every airman has a story.
Yes, sir.
In that Juneteenth
Absolutely.
and some other amazing things you and I have gotten to go and visit with people and hear their story. I think it's just as important that we tell each other our stories.
Yes.
When I tell mine, people are amazed to know that my first time seeing an airplane up close and going on an airplane ride was going to enlisted basic training. And it's just amazing the path that the Air Force provides for us, that once we're joined, it's unlimited potential.
It is,
Where
yes,
we
sir.
can go and what we can do with our lives, our specialty, our career. It's just absolutely incredible. And so, I encourage each and every one of you out there, our civilian airmen and our military airmen, to share your story with folks, right? Let them see behind the curtain. Let them know who you are, because it's been a pleasure getting to know you two fine gentlemen. And I appreciate what you do. My family appreciates the freedom you provide, and I can't thank you enough for volunteering, standing up, and carrying the God on forward. So thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
And before we let you go, do you want to do a shout out to your folks?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So-
Do you want to pan to?
So I want to give a shout out to all my weapons community. So I want to thank all my leadership, everyone at the Fort Toll Maintenance Group, Weapons Standardization. I want to thank my wife, and then all my friends and family back at home.
Awesome. Cool.
Way cool.
Yep. Again, just kind of repeating a little bit and adding on. Thanks for what you guys do every day.
Thank you,
Making
sir.
our Air Force
Thank
what
you,
it
sir.
is. My family, and when I'm gone and retired someday, I know that the torch will be carried proudly by fine airmen like you. So thanks for coming on, and have an excellent weekend.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir. You too, sir.
All right, y'all
Thank
take
you.
care.
All right. So next up, we're going to bring Senior Master Sergeant Sipos
Yes.
in to talk about an incredible opportunity, Unite funds.
Yes, sir.
A lot of folks are not familiar with what Unite funds entail or what they're designed to do. One of the great things of being in the military is the ability to build cohesion, collaboration, morale, and these funds, allocated the correct way, allow us to bridge that gap and to reward folks, squadrons, flights, etc., for their amazing work, their effort behind all that sweat equity, if you will, and say thank you and allow you to tell your story maybe in that type of environment. So with that, Senior,
Awesome.
welcome.
Hello, thank you so much, Colonel. Thank you, Chief. I'm so excited to be here to share a little bit about the Unite program.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Chief. I got to do some homework, and it was actually founded in 2016 underneath then Chief of Staff General Goldfein when he was trying to empower the squadrons. And so that was really, really cool to learn. It's hosted by the 412 Force Support Squadron, and here, Miss Sarah Avila is our Unite coordinator, and we're so proud of Sarah and all of her hard work that she does. She is our community cohesion coordinator. So if you ever hear me say our C3, that's Sarah. And so the program's goal is to bring people together on the government dime. And if you think about resiliency and kind of some of the things Colonel and Chief are going to talk about a little bit later with FSS events, is ensuring that you're taking a knee. And the Unite event does that, and it allows you to have team building activities paid for by the Air Force. And so each wing is given funds to execute every single year. And so right now, I found out, Colonel, where are we at here at Team Takata 2? Really proud of all of you units out there utilizing Unite. Our wing has $57,000 left to spend. We started the year off, because it is a calendar year program, with $231,000. So good job getting after it and spending time together. If you would like more information on where your squadron's at, please reach out to Ms. Sarah Vela, and she can tell you where your specific unit is. And Colonel-in-Chief, FSS, we've used ours, so we're
Awesome.
good to go.
Of course you have.
Yes.
we have to be the examples, right?
We do, we said it. So who can use Unite? That's the big question Ms. Sarah gets a lot. And it is open to both civilian, non-appropriated fund, and appropriated fund, military, and what's really cool is dependents as well. There's been a change to the program, yes. So dependents can be invited as long as the unit is utilizing it. It can't just be solely utilized for dependents, so that's pretty cool.
It is.
Yes, so things you can do. What can you do? Some changes this year that I thought were really cool. You can go off base. You can always come to Force Support Squadron facilities and utilize things like laser tag or go to our bowling. But you can also go off base. We just asked that you give Ms. Sarah 2 weeks to process that request because it actually has to route through Air Force Services Center to get finalized. So it does take a little bit of time. But if you plan and you work, we'll make sure we get it there. And if you're hosting it on base and one inside of our awesome facilities, about 2 to 3 turnaround and we can make sure that it happens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So what's your cost? That's the big thing that I get. It's $13.50 a person right now, and it's $5 for food. So those are the packages that you end up getting together.
So we're not talking about chump change here. We're talking
not.
about significant amounts of money to do that unit cohesion piece, like you talked about, Colonel Manning.
Absolutely.
And getting out and knowing the people you work with in a different way, and kind of letting your hair down, if you will, or relax and just building that team cohesion. It's so important. I mean, everything we do is for people. So making those people connections, they pay dividends. Absolutely.
Well, we find ourselves just talking about the mission, right? The mission is so important. It's in the forefront of all of our minds and our daily execution. It allows us to take a step back and talk about family, talk about our friends, talk about our dreams, our aspirations, and then circle back later after it's all over, and then build those bridges to communications that make us stronger as a whole.
Yes, sir.
Than individual. So about $28 per person?
So total, sir, I'm horrible at public math. I will not lie,
Well, I'm from
especially not on
Alabama,
this
so,
camera. But it is, for this year, it is $13.50 for the individual itself and $5 with the food.
$18-ish per person. That's impressive. It really
It
is,
is.
especially if you're utilizing non-base functions.
Yes, sir.
And-
It goes a
and-
long ways on base.
One of the things I want to stress is like everything else that we have provided to us through DOD and other programs like this, if we don't use it, we're probably going to lose it, unfortunately. And
Yes,
so
sir.
I please, if you're out there and you can make time and utilize these funds, I highly encourage you to please take care of your folks, put them in the forefront, in the light, and take care of them. And go on something and say thank you. This is a great way to say thank you.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So what's some of the things we could use our funds on here on base?
Oh.
I heard there's something new
There is,
that we
Chief.
just got.
You know I'm going to plug this.
Yes,
so team,
please.
really cool opportunity now. Please come see us at our community center. We have axe throwing that you can rent. We have bubble soccer. There's all types of activities, and Miss Sarah can help you with that. You can also go on to, Chief, thanks for plugging us earlier, edwardsfss.com. The forms and everything you need for Unite are right there by our beautiful marketing team and their awesome director, Miss Mika Lucio. She has done a phenomenal job making sure it is easy for you to find it.
So which one of you got axe throwing approved through the safety?
Oh, it was a team event. It was a team
Yes.
thing. Without safety's way, we couldn't make it happen.
I know, but that's incredible axe throwing. That's impressive.
FSS
Nice
took it
job.
on, sir.
Nice job.
Thought it was something that would appeal to our population here. And I think it will. We'll get it out there. And
I've done it once. It's a lot of fun.
It's a
It
good
really
way to
is.
kind of let
Yeah.
loose a little bit, little competition to it. And it's really nice because they can bring it to you. Or you can come pick it up and take it to where you want to go and utilize it. So it's portable. It's wonderful.
That's right.
Well, I want to say thank you for coming in and presenting this, but more importantly, thank you for what you do. Sandra Deering is well, I'm her right-hand person, I guess I should
there you
say.
go.
She makes things happen. I just work for her, but you have helped us tremendously, you and all the FSS staff. I tell you, it's such a pleasure to be here and see how hard each individual section works to make those airplanes get airborne. And I want to thank you and your section over there with FSS and the MXG. MSG rather, just to say thank you. I know sometimes we get disconnected from the mission. I try to encourage everyone. I ask people, who created that sonic boom? I know I used to create them, and as you get older or more mature in the military, or experienced, I guess would be a better word, you start realizing how important it is that everyone participates and how each person has a contribution to the mission. One time, an individual was asked that was sweeping the floor at NASA, "What is your job here?" And he responded, "To put a man on the moon." And so it takes everybody, absolutely everybody.
Yes,
and we couldn't do it without you. And thank you for your, esprit de corps, your commitment, and just your vibrancy as you get it done. So I've always enjoyed working with you. So thank you very much.
Colonel. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us for a little bit. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, what we got next?
All right. I think we're going to roll into some entertainment slides.
Very
If
nice.
we can start showing those up there and talking through. Lots of stuff coming up.
Well, so we have a summer splash bash, which we have some free food, free entry there. It's going to be around June 23rd, which is
That's today. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's going to start today at 5 p.m. And really appreciate if you folks could go out there and take an amazing advantage of this. It's in the Mojave Community Center, and it's open to all military members.
Yeah, all military members. It's put on it's being hosted, if you will, by the first four. So your E1 through E4s on
okay,
base.
E1 through E4,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
They're putting it on, the Summer Splash Bash, a good time. Come on out if you can. You need something to do tonight. Now you've got something to do.
Absolutely. You get some of that heat off you
That's
from all
right,
the
yeah.
incredible temperature we've been having here recently.
Check out our beautiful pool at
Yes.
Mojave Sky Center.
Yes.
It's a really nice pool over there. Well, really nice. The whole thing is just really nice.
Very nice.
All right, the 28th, next week on, what day is that?
June 28th. It's,
June 28th, Thursday.
It is.
Thursday, June 28th from 11 to 1400. Come on out. I went last year. It was a great time. You can kind of read through there. We're going to have food trucks, bounce houses, face painting, cotton candy, all kinds of stuff going on to celebrate Pride Month block party. It's a good time. You'll see me out there like I was last year, kind of enjoying the festivities and just the camaraderie and the support for that month observation. So come on out and hang out with us and check it out.
It's very similar to what you and I had the pleasure of doing this week. It's so much fun to connect to individuals and to learn more about them. It's something just not to pass up. So please go out there and take that opportunity to participate and have a great time.
That's right.
Our summer pool hours, you guys and girls can see those out there on the in the internet land there, and it's Oasis Pool and the Sonic Pool. The times are open there. Please go out and take advantage of that. FSS has worked very hard to properly staff those and get those open for us to be able to cool off in the summer heat. And once again, it's all about participation and showing up and taking advantage of that great opportunity. Please do so that we can have these same opportunities next year.
Yeah, go ahead and while it's up there, take a screenshot or a picture with your phone or whatever, just so you have those times available. FSS will work on expanding times as they can, depending on lifeguard availability.
If you guys have any questions out there, please text them into us at 707-412-8922. Once again, that number is 707-412-8922.
All right, big one here. This is something that the wing has been looking for, and I know a lot of you that are viewers of this, frequent viewers of this, have been asking for swim lessons. So we were able to put the team together, get some people certified, and offer swim lessons. Again, take a picture of that real quick so you know the times and days. There's a QR code there at the bottom that'll take you to the website to sign up. I think the prices are relatively cheap or well priced for these swim lessons, and it's right here on base. You don't have to travel like we used to have to do to go to all the way to Palmdale or further to get our kids swim lessons. So I think it's a great win, good news, and it's an awesome opportunity to get this here at our installation.
Chief, I really hope everybody takes advantage of this. There's nothing worse than and we've had this happen in my local community in Texas, an unfortunate drowning. So please, if you have folks out there that are fearful of water, fearful of swimming, this is a great opportunity to get them out there. These instructors that they have procured is going to be incredible to get them past those fears and allow them to learn life-saving skills that should they ever have a position where they're in need of, they'll be able to execute that and get to safety. So please, even if you're fearful of lessons, go out there and talk to them and ask them how they can help. So please.
Yes, sir.
Well, Chief, we have Find Your Voice. That's one of our summer reading programs, June 23rd, starting today, all the way through August 4th. It's going to be on every Friday at 10 a.m. to celebrate the summer reading program. They're going to be starting, they started registration on June 1st. There's nothing more important than getting a young person involved in reading.
Yes, sir,
The earlier you start reading, it's proven that those individuals are highly successful in life. So please take advantage of that and go check out the library.
That's right. Our local library here, they have great programming. They do STEAM events on Saturdays, and they're adding this in. I believe they did do this last year, and it was just well received. And it's like you said, sir, you get your kiddos reading and exploring the world through books. It's a great opportunity. So get out there, give them a call, or follow the URL at the bottom to get a little bit of information on it, and take advantage of it. A lot of stuff going on today.
It is.
Yes, sir. So paint and wine night's going on tonight at Club Muroc. I've poked my head in there. I haven't had a chance. Seems like there's always something else going on Fridays at this time. So I haven't had a chance personally to do it. But every time I poke my head in there and kind of high-five the team putting it on, it's always full. And they're making some really, really interesting and beautiful pieces of art. With the instructor, the various instructors we have. They do a really great job. You get to have some beverage with it, and it's priced, I think, very fairly for what you get. So if you need something to do tonight at 6 p.m., 1800, now you've got something to do.
I see that it comes with one glass, but I think it would take two for me to become a decent painter.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if they make enough wine for me to be a decent painter, sir. I just don't have the capability. I'm jealous of those who do.
Absolutely,
Yes,
me too. So if you are talented and you, or even if you're not talented, come on out and learn the skills and become a better painter.
That's right. Also at Club tonight, you got this one, sir?
I do, Out of This World, right? Club Muroc today from 5 to 7. It's RSVP. Unfortunately, it was RSVP by June 21st. Walk-ins were welcomed based on availability. So even if you didn't RSVP, please go up there and see if there's availability. It's a great thing to come out and let the kiddos look for aliens and astronauts, appetizers, and door, as I say kiddos? Yeah, kiddos.
Yes,
door prizes. It'll have a live DJ there. Playing some amazing hits, and just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to get out there and have some out-of-this-world experience.
Yes, sir. And last I heard, they did have some spots available. So
Nice.
if you're looking at something to do with the kiddos tonight, now you got something to do. All right. Art for adults. Okay. This is more probably guided towards those who do have some art ability. It doesn't look like wine's included, so and you're kind of, maybe you have an art project you've been working on or thinking about, and you just want to come out and complete it with others and have that piece of community. It's 18 and above only. Saturday, so tomorrow from 11:30 in the morning till 3 p.m. Come on out, talk to people that are art-minded like you, and maybe make some friends and connections.
One of the cool things is it's never too late to start. One of the things that George W. Bush did after his presidency is to reestablish that love he had for painting and doing art. And so if you've always wanted to or have just sidelined it for a while, come on out and reinvigorate that drive and desire. And like you said, be around like-minded people who want to do the same thing.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Make connections with people you may not have had a chance to.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Well, we have the STEM camp. This is, it's proven that the earlier we start our kiddos into STEM and getting them exposed to these types of events, it pays huge dividends as they continue to grow as young adults. June 26th to the 30th at 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., ages 13 to 18. It's about $25 per person. They're going to design, construct, and complete various projects, including a domino line, a solar project, and architectural models, 3D prints, and more. My kiddos, when they were younger, participated in a robotics part of this, right, similar to this STEM camp here. They still talk about it today. So please get them out there. Let them be around like-minded young scientists and engineers and folks deep and steeped in math, and enjoy the June 26th through the 30th.
All right, moving along to Kids Craft Camp, ages 5 through 15, from 10 a.m. to 12. And then you can see the dates here, June 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. And you can kind of see the cost there and kind of what they're going to be doing. So it looks on June 7th, we're going to do some canvas painting, turtles, which in that age range I'm sure is something exciting. Flag tie-dye, I think that's a shirt, and painting a plant pot, and then making dream catchers. So it'd be a good time. Get the kiddos together, and maybe they can make new friends, and the parents who bring those kiddos can maybe make some connections as well. So,
Absolutely.
yep.
Don't forget about our Edwards Spouse Club 4th of July Kids Parade. I was here last year during the 4th of July.
Yes, sir.
And was able to go over there by the chapel and watch this. It was impressive, the turnout.
Yes, sir.
They had an amazing time. I tell you, the smiles all over the place, kids having a wonderful time. All ages are welcome to decorate a bicycle, a scooter, a wagon, or stroller, show their patriotic spirit, and you can also walk or be a spectator from the parade route. There'll be popsicles, lemonade, watermelon, water splash, temporary tattoos, all to follow after the parade. Once again, Chapel 2 parking lot, line up there at 8:45 in the morning on July 4th, and kicking off at 9 a.m. So please, if you have the opportunity, get out there. Like I said, last year was so impressive. I almost thought it was a downtown event. It had so many kiddos out there.
Yes, sir.
Loaded.
It was really cool. You can see the parade route there. So starting at the chapel there, it'll just go down. It's not a real long route, designed purposefully because your kiddos will be riding their decorated bikes or in their strollers or scooters. And I should add that it should only be human-powered conveyances. So don't bring your decorated truck or ride-on vehicle, just for the safety of the kiddos. We're going to have fire department out there and our defenders kind of on both ends of the parade to make sure the roads are safe. And I heard they may stop at the end and have statics. So
nice.
The kiddos can climb around a fire truck or two and look at our police cruisers. So it'll be a good time.
And maybe the big kids can too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody loves
Yeah.
a fire truck.
I may or may not have last year pushed the siren button a couple times. It was really cool. It's a great community event, something to do on 4th of July, and to spread some patriotism.
Absolutely.
For everything we support here at the Center of the Aerospace Testing Universe.
So I guess we have one question. What is an IMA? So as a reservist, there's a couple of categories. You have your traditional reservist, which is someone who comes in and participates, depending on what status they're in, is a category in, excuse me, an A or an E. I am a IMA, which would put me in a different category where they perform about 24 days a year. IMA stands for Individual Mobilization Augmentee. You have, in the Air Reserve component, you have three different components, or two components and three ways to serve, I guess. You have the Air National Guard, the Air Force Reserve. You have different categories in those. And then if you're not serving and just want to still be associated in the military, we have the IRR. So I always encourage folks, if life has changed and the active duty is something that you love being associated with in the military, but you're looking at making a transition, it's a different way to serve. It's not, you're not as connected to the mission, but it is a way to stay somewhat connected in something other than a full-time basis. So once again, it's definitely fun to stay connected to the military. Like I said, I've been doing this for 38 years now. I joined for 4, and I just can't seem to give it up because it's just so much fun. It's so rewarding to be around individuals who have such an amazing drive and commitment to this country and to our Constitution and to defend our nation.
And thinking about the total force piece of that, This is a perfect example, sir. You are a perfect example where the active duty member has to go off and do something else, and then the IMA comes in and fills that void seamlessly. Everything keeps going forward. The mission happens, and that's really that total force piece and the beauty of it. I've had the pleasure, absolute pleasure, of working with many IMAs in my career, and it's always been that way.
It takes a lot of effort from both sides.
Yes, sir.
You know, and you have to earn it, right? I mean, you have to bring it. When you just can't show up, and you have to be able to be plugged and played, continue the mission,
Yes, sir.
because the mission can't fail. And so when you come out, you have to read ahead. You have to be prepared. And then, thank God, we have great people like you to help me and mentor me and bring me along to ensure that we don't miss a beat. And so, it is, like I said, these 2 weeks have been a pleasure working with you
Yes, sir,
and
it
working
has,
with all the
absolutely.
people at 412 Test Wing. So it's awesome. We have a summer bash slide too.
Yep, they're gonna throw that up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw it up. All right, Summer Bash. Next week, we're going to have a couple of our FSS specialists come on and talk about Summer Bash and all things that will be our Summer Bash celebration. So a little bit of a teaser there. We're going to have a Firefest barbecue blaze competition, bounce houses, other activities for kiddos and maybe adults. Of course, a wonderful fireworks show. Last year's was just, it was, I literally looked at my watch and said, it's been 10 minutes and it's still going. It was, and I would argue that our fireworks show here competes with some of the biggest cities or other fireworks shows out across the country. And there'll be a live band, so it's going to be a good time. Come on out. Like I said, next week we'll have some experts on to talk about it, talk through it a little bit, but don't make any plans on July 3rd. Come and see us. And then following that, you can go and do the kids parade on the 4th. So lots of stuff to do on that long weekend to celebrate America. One good point to make, the Summer Bash event should not be confused with Rockfest. That's coming in August. And we won't get too far ahead and talk about that, but we got some big name bands coming in August too, and it's gonna be really great. I believe that's been released if you go to the FSS website or their Facebook or other media outlets, and you can see kind of who's coming in August. It's gonna be a good time. All right.
What kind of plans do you have for July 4th?
I'm gonna be on base, sir.
Are you?
Yeah.
At the Summer Bash?
I'm gonna be at the
Nice.
Summer Bash, and then I'll be out there helping coordinate a little bit for the kids' bike parade, just like I did last year. Like I said, it was impressive. I remember my own kiddo was out there, and we decorated his bike. He's much bigger than last year, but we decorated his bike with a big USA banner and a couple other things, and there were so many people that came out and had a good time, and got to come climb through fire trucks and patrol cars, and it was just great. Popsicles, and it's going to be even bigger this year. So that's what I'll be doing.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
I
How
was
about you?
talking, well, for July 4th, I'll be working back at my civilian position
Yes,
as
sir.
I leave the military this Saturday. Yeah, but one thing I do want to plug, I was speaking with one of our amazing dependents, a spouse, and we were talking about her children are out of school now, and they're
right.
out riding bikes
Yeah.
and enjoying the summer. And I just want to ask that, in these summer months, we have the low sun angle in the
Yes,
morning
sir.
and in the afternoon. I just want to ask everyone out there listening to please be very careful. It's in these times where the sun angle is at a lower level, it makes driving very difficult in the early mornings and the late afternoons. So please understand that the kids are out of school and they're out riding bikes and going to the pools and enjoying that summer splash.
Yes, sir.
So please be very cognizant of that and take a little bit of time to obey those speed limits, maybe even slow down a little bit below the speed limit to give
Yes, sir.
yourself more decision space and more decision time to understand that a lot of folks are out having a great time and enjoying themselves and may not be looking for a vehicle or a
Yes, sir.
motorcycle that is transiting the area. So please be careful out there.
Yeah, it's a good point, sir. I see. I traverse this space every day, and I see kiddos all the time, of all hours, running around, and that's the last thing we need and you want is to hurt a child running around having fun. So, just like you said, sir, when I'm driving, my head's on a swivel, looking back and forth, particularly in housing and on Fitzgerald. I'm always looking for kiddos or people walking, jogging, whatever, just to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe.
Yeah, and I will say when I was out here back in March, it was a big push big campaign and
Yes, sir.
and to get people
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And I will say I have not noticed many recent violations.
Yes, sir.
So-
and I think, I know because I see the statistics. It's improved. There's been improvements made. There's been less citations on certain routes.
Yeah.
It's not zero, but it's improving. So keep it up. Tell your friends and neighbors, your coworkers. Just don't do it on base.
Yeah. So I just want to say a big thank you. For those of you that have made that conscientious effort to pump the brakes, to take the time, maybe leave a little earlier to be able to slow down and be precautious. Thank you, a sincere thank you for helping us. And if you see something out there, don't be afraid to fix something. Chief Bass just put out an amazing letter. I'm sure you've read that.
Oh, yeah,
about
absolutely. Of course I have,
returning to
yes, sir.
standards, right?
Yes,
You know, so it's so important. Through my long career, I've seen it ebb and flow where we've done really, really good with standards and we've maybe deviated slightly a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And when we deviate slightly, unfortunate things happen. Whether it be installing a little longer screw in a position that shouldn't be installed in and getting a flight control jammed and unfortunately losing an asset or God forbid losing a human being.
Yes, sir.
Or whether it just be not paying attention to the aircraft, it being shocked, or not setting the brakes on a vehicle that we just drove and letting it roll and impact something. So please, I know it's been a busy week, but take the time to read the chief's letter. Do some personal reflection on yourself and your mission and the contributions that you make, and find ways and that you can contribute in a more thoughtful, more predictive manner to be careful out there and to make sure that we're operating safe as we can.
Yes, sir. To pull from our blue book, our Air Force handbook, it says our chosen profession is that of a higher calling. It is which we hold ourselves to a higher standard. Standards are important. We can't have a successful Air Force that is keeping up with our pacing threats without standards. And I think the articulation you used, sir, was perfect. Because a lot of people think standards means how this uniform works or my haircut. It goes deeper than that. Standards are making sure the airplane's ready to go. Make sure that the ID's checked correctly at the gate. Making sure your weapon's ready to engage if you need to. Making sure that the documents are correct when you're in process. I mean, you can go along the list of standards and how they affect us and why we're the best at what we do because we have standards and we exceed those standards. And it's part of the profession of arms. And I'm proud to be in it, and I'm proud that we have standards the way we do.
I am too, and I will say from when I first began as a young airman in this military, it all starts with how you wear the uniform. It starts with how you conduct yourself. It starts with how you wear the uniform. It used to be the shining of the shoes, but these shoes do not shine very well. I found out the hard way.
No, these do not. No, sir.
So, but please, that is the self-reflection, right? The minute you get up in the morning, you put that uniform on, the pride that you show
Yes, sir.
and the maintenance of that uniform, continues to reflect in your daily duties as well. We're blessed to have a lot of great people on this installation, and I thank you very much. We can use some improvement. There's a few times where you might see somebody with an unbloused pant leg or whatever, but that's where we're teammates. That's where we're going to see out there, and we're going to challenge that individual. We're going to bring it to their attention because I'm sure it's just something they just weren't aware of.
For sure,
and maybe
for
they
sure.
can do a spot correction there and get it fixed right away, so they represent the image that they're desiring to represent versus the one they are.
A couple of shout outs coming over through the lines. Save the date, 16th September. We're going to have the Air Force Ball. The committee's been working hard on it. We're not ready to share details yet. They're still working through them. But for right now, put a pin in it. 16th September will be our Edwards Air Force Ball. So.
I would hope to be out for that.
Yes, sir.
That'll be a lot of
that'd
fun.
be great. Come hang out
I want
with
to
us.
try.
It's going to be a good time.
We also have an all call coming up, and it's going to be sent over an email. I have a map here. I know you can't see it, but just know that this map will also be included in the email when it's sent out. We're hoping to get that email out sometime today, if not today, on Monday,
Yes, sir.
to the supervisors to disseminate throughout the group so that everybody gets an opportunity to attend this all call. It's an event you don't want to miss.
Yes.
More to follow. It's kind of a surprise, so we'll.
It's good. I think a good surprise.
I think
Good
so
surprise.
too, and it's something you're definitely going to want to attend. So please watch your email container inboxes and come out and join us. It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be in the theater,
Yes.
the base theater, and that's kind of what the map's going to be for. Because if you've driven by the base theater, our awesome CE professionals are repaving that parking lot. And it's going to be wonderful when it's done, but right now it's still getting prepared to be paved. So pay attention to the map and where you can park so you can attend this all call that you want to go to, want to go to.
Absolutely.
I think it's important to say that. Some people, a surprise, maybe a bad surprise. This is a good
this is
surprise.
a good one. This is a really good
Yes,
one.
sir.
So,
Absolutely.
speaking of theater, I wasn't aware that the Base Theater had reopened. And so, if anybody's out there that wasn't aware of that, it's closed right now
Yes,
for
sir.
the repaving of the parking lot, which is why the base map is going to be put out again. But once that paving is complete, you guys from MSG and FSS have
Yes,
spent
sir.
lots of money on the sound system,
Correct.
upgrading the theater and getting it ready to go. So please, once that gets established, there'll be a message that goes out. And what better way to cool off from the hot summer heat than go enjoy a nice first-run movie at the amazing new theater?
I don't don't know if we're at first run
Oh, we're
yet,
not yet?
sir.
Okay,
No,
okay.
sir. We're doing slightly less than first run.
I'm sorry.
We're still waiting on some
Contractual stuff?
some contractual and some specialty equipment that is able to decode and reproduce in ways that we can see it because it's encrypted.
I see.
The first run movies, but we have started showing movies again.
Okay.
They're free.
They're free?
Yes, sir.
I did not realize
They're free.
that. Oh,
they're,
wow.
they're free replays, and we're having some small concession ability so you can get some popcorn and candy and stuff in there, and bring the family over and watch a movie right here on base.
You
So,
can't beat free.
no, that's
There's
right.
no way.
It's the best price.
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right.
So if you have any questions, please text those to 707-412-5922 for Chief and I.
All right. Anything in the back? Do we have anything? No. It's funny you mentioned that letter from Chief Bass. I brought it with me.
I just saw that. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. I was.
That's why you're a chief.
Yeah, maybe.
It's all.
But I brought it with me because I was thinking through it, and I think sometimes when things like this are sent from that high a level, they're misconstrued, and maybe not taken for what they should be.
How's that?
So I think because I follow some social media circles, Reddit and things like that, and people will use this and turn it into the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force went out and saw somebody's hat was sideways, and that's not what she's going after. That's not what our top enlisted chief person in the Air Force is saying. It's standards overall, and that's why I said, sir, the way you articulated that was perfect. Because it's not about hats and boots.
No.
It's about so many things that are deeper.
Yeah, I do believe it starts there,
Yes,
right?
sir. It
That's
does.
the first level, the basic foundation. But in the airline business, which was what I do in my civilian job, we have a safety management system. It's how you report things that don't go well. And I will tell you that it's probably around 85%. The first statement is rushing to comply.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the, just like when General Higer and the team came out with pump the brakes, when we rush to comply, when we lower our standards, if we don't take a knee sometimes when we
That's
need
right.
to, all of those things are things that build a good culture of safety. And the one things that we can't afford to do is lose you. And so safety
sir.
is the absolute most important thing. Standards builds safety. If you look at pillars of the safety system, it's around SOPs, standard operating procedures,
Yes, sir.
following the rules, doing the right thing when you're supposed to do it. So please, I absolutely don't misinterpret what this means. This does not mean someone was found with their patches on the wrong
Correct,
sleeves
yes, sir.
and shoulders. It's much.
You made me check.
Yeah, me too. It's much beyond that, right? It's
Yes, sir.
about doing the right thing at the right time.
That's absolutely right. All right, great question. I believe I'll let you take this one. sir,
So how do
if
I
you
stay
would.
motivated? That's a simple question. One would think would be to stay in for 38 years, although those years were not full time. Those are part-time years, and so it's coming in and out at different opportunities and times. But the way I stay motivated is because of people like you. It really is, and
Yes, sir.
that's not a catchphrase. That's from the heart. It gives me goosebumps when I think about it. Actually, it's because I get to serve with dedicated, motivated, engaged individuals that have dedicated themselves to a profession of arms.
Yes, sir.
To come in and defend the Constitution, to defend the freedom, and I don't take those for granted. And my children do not take those for granted. They when they see a soldier or an airman or a Marine or a Coast Guardsman, they know that they are serving this country. They are volunteering to stand up and to defend this country and to continue having the liberties that we get to enjoy.
Yes, sir.
What makes you motivated?
You know, you kind of stole what I would say, honestly. You get to a point in this Air Force career where it's no longer about you. I would say it's almost an epiphany moment, nirvana moment, where you realize it's about everybody else. And you hit that point and you watch people achieve something they thought was impossible. You build teams that achieve things or do things that they thought was impossible. You look across that team and you see that they're made up of all walks of life throughout our country, even other countries, and it drives you. It keeps you going. Sure, I mean, there's, you know, being a supervisor, growing up through the Air Force, there was bad days, but there's plenty of good days too. Yeah. And what I personally do, and I tell senior NCOs, first sergeants, fellow chiefs, commanders, to focus on the good, right? Because the bad can bring you down, and you're going to have some, but focus on those high moments. Yeah. Those watching a senior airman who you supervise or A1C you supervise go across and get a BTZ stripe. I mean, there's just nothing that fills your heart fuller than watching somebody get recognition or achieve something they thought was impossible. It's just wonderful, and that's what motivates me today, now, and every day.
You know, my time's coming to a close. You know, Senior Airman Mayor Quinn and Smedes, you know, this is the new Air Force.
Yes, sir.
These individuals that were here today, the amazing warriors of the week, that's our new Air Force, and that's who I'm surrendering, you know, my position to, is the future, and I can't be more prouder of them. I know that I'm leaving the Air Force at a great opportunity as we're advancing in technologies, we're advancing in our core airmen that are coming on and joining us. It's just an incredible opportunity for the next generation to come in and pick up the baton and continue forward with a guide-on to drive the mission forward to new successes and even higher highs.
Yes, sir.
So I'm very, very a little tearful leaving,
I
but I'm
totally
very
yes,
excited as well for what the new Air Force is going to become the next 20 to 30 years, and I'm hoping I'm here to see it. We do have a training day coming up on 5 July.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And we got Brigadier General is going to bring in a rated all call. It's going to be at a higher level, and more information to come on that event. But also, as we end the long weekends, it's a great time. We talked about safety.
Yes,
to have to take a moment to review how we're complying with the AFIs.
Yes,
sir. How we are re-engaging with those standards, going back to the basic principles that makes us the Air Force that we are. There will also be a security stand down training day as well.
That's right.
There'll be more information coming out in both PA and the emails that are more descriptive.
Yep. Be on the lookout for that, and if you're watching or you know somebody who fits that demographic for the rated all call, share it with them so they can plan accordingly. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, our time's almost up. Any more questions out there that anybody has for us?
This is a good one.
Oh, here we go.
I think I know the answer to
Well,
this.
Yeah, anybody that's a rated officer or rated enlisted as well, your first airplane's always your first love. So it's just everything else after that is it's not second best. It's just not your first love. And so I had the honor and privilege of flying the RF-4C. The people that know it call it the hard wing because it did not have leading edge auto slats. And so. But no, it was an amazing airplane. But I'll tell you, as amazing as it was, I do realize, and I hate to say this, but it's an antique today. There is one out there on a pad that I go by it, and I'll give it a little rub every now and then, and just try to reconnect. But looking at the F-35s, the F-22s, the future of NGAD and what's coming down the way, it's just incredible. It's such a privilege to watch what our engineers and our big-brained, incredibly intelligent airmen have developed and have coming down for us to take to the warfighter and help with our peer-to-peer competition.
Yes, sir. It's ever important. I mean, I've said it before in different venues. We all sit here. We are broadcasting from hallowed ground.
Yes.
Barriers were literally broken. The sound barrier was broken here where we work every day. And those same barriers in different realms are being broken today, and you're a part of that, and you're making that happen. It's a lot of stuff we can't talk about or even make reference to, but it's happening, and everybody out here, they're watching this right now, is making that happen. You are on hallowed ground, and someday in 50 years from now, they're going to be talking about the stuff we're doing here, because likely to be declassified by then, and they're going to be talking about us and talking about the hallowed ground and the stuff we did to keep us ahead and with our pacing threat and changing the world. You're making that happen every day, and it's beautiful.
What are your goals before you PCS or retire?
It says goals overall.
Yeah.
Your overall goal for Edwards. It's a long-term goal, I think. And there's a lot of things we try to put in place and that we want to happen that it's interesting in this military life, we don't get to see it to fruition. I really want to see this be the place, the choice place to be stationed at, for many of the reasons Wed has talked about, the breaking the barriers, the things that are happening here that are just, they're amazing.
Yeah.
But I also want it to be that because it's a great place to live, and there's lots of opportunity on the base, a lot of things we can do and provide to take care of the other half of that equation, the families.
Yes.
And the kiddos that we drag along with us from duty station to duty station every 2 to 3 to 4 years. They should be happier, in my opinion, than we are in making the mission happen.
We have a question. What happened to Taco Bowl Tuesday at the DFAC?
Every Tuesday is a massive hit.
Every Tuesday is a
Now
massive hit. So I tell you what, I eat there almost every night because I'm here TDY, and I will bring that question up.
Yes, sir.
And I will get an
Perfect.
answer, and we'll put it back out there and hang it on the board for that. It's I will tell you, of all the places I've ever eaten, the military installation, this is by far, those folks at the DFAC do an amazing job of taking care of us and providing us some incredible meals to eat and break bread over. So a big shout out to them and to say thanks. But I'm glad you enjoyed the Taco Bowl, and we're going to find out if we can bring it back every Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do with the programming for that.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, thanks for taking that on, sir.
Well, I
and
will.
thanks for utilizing our excellent DFAC.
It's hard to pass up. It's incredible. It really is. And the folks that work there are, I mean, I've made a personal connection with them. It's to hear their story as well. It's
that's right.
It's nice to share with them and partake of the amazing love they put into their food. So thank you for what you do out there, guys.
Awesome. Yes, sir.
In closing, or as we get closer to closing, I just want to bring up that as I retire, it's not going to be about me. It's they're not going to. I would never want a base named after me or a road after me. But I tell you, the one thing that I would like to have is a lot of people that remember me for who I was.
Yes.
And what I did.
Yes, sir.
And the friendships that I made. So with that being said, I really, in my heart of hearts and my ask of asks would be to go out there and share your story. Go out there and share your story, make friends, make those long-lasting friends, those enduring friends. You have to be a leader, and you have tough choices to make. And sometimes you have to deliver not so good news. But that doesn't mean at the end of the day that we can't walk away better on both sides of that. Most importantly, remaining comrades, remaining friends, and then that enduring friendship lasts so much longer after we take the uniform off.
Absolutely.
It
It
does.
absolutely does. This is, I like to tell people, it may not be the best correlation, but the Air Force divorce is coming, right? The Air Force will be done with me and you and all of us someday. It's those long-lasting relationships, like you said, sir, friendships, and those people, those connections you make, and who you affected along the way and propelled their life. And in some cases, thinking back to the awesome supervisors and not so awesome supervisors that I've had over the years, they've left an indelible mark, good or bad, on me and how I conduct myself today and how I pay that forward. So it's really much bigger, and you start reflecting on it differently when you get closer to the
That's true.
to the end of this life.
So I want to thank everybody once again for the 2 weeks I've been here. And Chief, thank you for your enduring commitment to making this a better place. It takes all of us, but it definitely takes amazing leaders like Chief, General Hager, Colonel Caspers, and all the leaders on this. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for all you do, and we'll see you soon next
I'm
time.
going to break in
I'm
1
sorry.
second.
Go ahead.
I would be remiss, and you're going to hate me.
Okay.
Today is Colonel Manning's birthday. And how lucky are we to have it aligned this way, sir? So a big happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
We love when you come out and hang out with us and fill in. And just what you bring, the perspective you bring, it's so valuable to the wing and to everybody out there. So
Well, thank you, and now you can call me Rudolph because I'm blushing. So thanks very much, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll hope to see you again real soon.
have a great weekend.